Bloody good to have the ball back.
Yeah, it is. It's obviously it's nice of Alex to give the ball back. Yeah, it was a special, really special night, and to receive the ball back means the world to me.
What are your memories of the night now, a day or two on?
I haven't had too much time to reflect on it just yet, but obviously it was a significant moment. Yeah, I absolutely loved it. It was a really special night to see so many Swan supporters out here, especially with what happened the last couple of years with COVID. To have a packed stadium was very special, and then obviously to kick the goal was it was awesome.
Was there any kind of worries when you were in the crowd?
Well, you could sort of feel it, really. Obviously, kicking those 3 goals in the third quarter, and then you could feel the crowd coming down early in the fourth, and then I was lucky enough for a horse to put me back on the ground, and then yeah, was able to kick the goal in the last 5 minutes, which was nice.
You had your family here, you had your sister, I think, fly out for the weekend from LA. You sort of had to do it on Friday night, didn't you, with family in place? Or were you determined to do it that night with everyone who was here?
Well, I wanted to get it done as soon as I could, but yeah, it was obviously perfect timing to get it done here at the SCG, then to have my family come across from obviously America, from Perth, Adelaide. I had a lot of family here. It was just a special moment to have those people that have been through everything with me from the start of my career and for the last 18 years. It meant the world for me to have them there.
Lance, you've always been a team first player, but on Friday night you just seemed incredibly fired up about getting to this milestone. Was that the case, and why did it mean so much?
I wouldn't say I was. I think I play like that every week. That's what I think I do, and I have done for 18 years. I think there was no real difference for me, but yeah, just approach the game like I always do. Just wanted to go out there and compete, and if the goals did come, then yeah, that's great. But yeah, as I said before, it was a special night.
Why does the milestone mean so much?
I mean, like obviously it was a special moment, but for me, I think it's something that I'll look back on when I do finish my career and be even more proud of. But at this stage, yeah, it's probably something I'll celebrate when I finish up.
But it's a tough couple of years of injuries, and then to get back last year, play 18 odd games, and then be in such good shape. Now, how do you assess yourself at the moment? Do you ever think you'd get to this point?
Yeah, well, obviously. It hasn't been smooth sailing, that's for sure. Like obviously being in the system for 18 years, you're going to have ups and downs. And obviously, a couple of years ago, missing a whole year of football was disappointing. But then coming back last year and playing 18 games was fantastic. And then had a really strong pre-season just gone, and I'm feeling really good and positive with where I'm at. So yeah, I'm just enjoying my footy.
Have you thought about the crush of the crowd? Were you ever concerned about your safety on Friday night?
No, I was lapping it up, to be honest with you. A little bit of carry on, but I think when I kicked the 100 goals in 2008, at that stage I was very young, and I thought if I ever got to the 1,000 goals, I'm really going to enjoy it. And so yeah, I really soaked it up. At no stage for me personally was I nervous or scared of the crowd, but it was just a special moment. Absolutely loved it. A lot of the boys that were involved in it would have thought the same. So,
did anything stuck in your mind from?
No.
And were you concerned about other people in the crowd, any kids that might have been there?
Well, I'm not sure, mate. To be honest with you, I'm not sure whether the people were getting crushed at all, but you have to ask other people. But from where I was, everyone seemed in really good spirits and was happy, and yeah, I didn't feel uncomfortable with the situation at all. And I think that the people that are around me were always talking to me and making sure that everyone was okay.
Would you like to play every game this season, or do you think you might have to be managed at some stage like last year? Like, for instance, this week is another 6-day turnaround after last week?
I think last year was more of it felt for me, like obviously missing that year of football, I think it was a confidence thing for me. Obviously, like I played 18 games, but I felt confident, but I didn't. When you miss so much football, you can have a lot of, your mind does play tricks on you at times. But this year I feel then I'm playing much better football. I feel a lot more confident within my body, and I've had a really, as I said, a really strong pre-season. So my focus is just, hopefully taking week in, week out.
Has anything stuck in your mind, Bud, from just, I guess, almost the mosh pit that was out there, the things that people were saying, anything you picked up that sort of demonstrated how much that moment meant to, all the people around you as well? Or was it all just a bit of a blur?
It's all pretty much a blur, but I think it was just the teammates that were there. Like we had Will Haywood, Nick Blakey, Haynes, Tom Hickey. Like they were the first to me, so that'll stick with me forever. And then obviously having the Swans crowd, it was just as I said before, mate, a really special moment and something that I'll never forget. And on the night, I did say, like, for me, to kick the 1,000 goals, like I couldn't have done this without being at two amazing footy clubs. Like I've been fortunate enough to play with some of the all-time great players at Hawthorn and then here at the Swans. So I feel blessed to have played with some great players that have made this possible.
It's great to see some of the old Hawks teammates here too, buddy, and Alistair Clarkson. Who'd the most special message come from afterwards?
I couldn't really single out anyone, but the messages and the support that that was sent to me after the game were pretty special. So I'll have to get back to everyone. But Clarko coming down to the change rooms after the game, something I didn't expect. But that was an incredible moment too. Obviously, I've been lucky enough to only have two coaches. Some guys play football for a long time and have 5 or 6 coaches. So I've been blessed in that factor.
You ever think you'd see him wearing a Swan scarf as well, Clarko?
No, I never thought I'd see it. I'd never thought I'd see him wear a Swan scarf. But obviously the support, the support he's given me over my career has been special too.
You're within 50 goals.
Milestone. Are there other things you'd like to achieve?
Oh, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? The premiership, that'd be lovely. And that's what I'll be striving for this year. But we've got a lot of hard work ahead of us to achieve that. But I'll be doing my best to make sure that happens.
Do you feel capable this year as a team? Last night the game was pretty comprehensive, beating Geelong, like a team that everyone thinks will be up there again this year. And you guys are coming off a really good year last year too. Do you think you can make that big step this year?
Oh, I think anything's possible. Like I think we've got a really talented team. We're obviously young, but we've also got a mix of really experienced players that play really good football. And who knows? I just think you need a little bit of luck along the way too. But if we keep doing what we're doing and keep improving and not be happy with where we're at, then anything can happen.
If you didn't get it done this year, would you be tempted to? Would that be a factor in whether or not you back up again next year?
You probably have to ask Tom Harley whether he wants me around. But we'll just see how it goes. Like obviously, I want to really enjoy this last year of my contract, and then we'll weigh it up and see where we're at the end of the year.
So do you think at all about your football mortality? Would you want to play on if you were feeling fit and strong enough to do it?
Oh, totally. It's the best job in the world. Like being around a professional sporting organisation for so long, it's the best job in the world and something that I love doing. But as I said, we'll just work that out as the year goes on.
Does that mean you do it until you can't do it anymore?
Totally.
After you retire, do you see yourself going into the coaching staff?
I think a change would be probably good. By the time I do finish up, I think it's a long time to be involved in football. So I think when it's all said and done, I'll have a little bit of time away and then work out what I want to do.
You're within 50 goals of getting into the top 4 of all time in terms of leading goal kickers. There's some great names ahead. Do you think about getting into the top 4 or 5 all-time goal kickers?
Doesn't come into my mind at all, mate. At all. So
All right, thanks everyone.
Thanks, bro.
Alex is